Hey, this is Robert. I want to start doing a weekly Bitcoin price analysis. Hoping this can help others learn, help me learn, and kind of hold me accountable by tracking my thoughts at the time and having something to go back to and learn from. Please leave comments on the video. Feel free to ask questions, interact with me on Twitter. Hopefully, we can both get benefit out of this experience. This is a weekly USD Bitcoin price chart from TradeView, and let me make these go away just for a second. Alright, so the weekly time frame is the time frame I find most useful for trading almost any asset. I think that the support and resistance lines that you can gather from these time frames are really useful and help you keep perspective and not get too worried about price action that at the end of the day is going to kind of make you close your positions a little too soon, in my opinion. So this weekly chart has Bitcoin going all the way back to 2015 up to this peak in December 2017, and that's where I'm drawing my first trend line. And this trend line is from this peak intersecting with this peak in June of 2019 when we came all the way back up to around, I think it was 14,000, and where that trend line was breached back in late July of this year. And that same candlestick, that weekly, I'm going to go ahead and zoom in, that weekly candlestick also breached the trend line. If you draw just from this peak to this peak after the recovery post-COVID scare, I would say, and go ahead and bring back those horizontal lines that have driven on this chart, and I think these are pretty key levels. So we have 11,400 and 11,905, and let me go ahead and switch this to a 6-hour chart. And so for quite some time we saw this $11,400 line and the $11,905 line, what I'm calling it, acting as support and resistance. We had quite a bit of trading just within that range. And so today we had the $11,400 support line was breached, and the candle closed below that line, which is definitely bearish. And then on the next 6-hour bar, we came back to that point, and now we can tell that that support line is acting as resistance, and so it's also bearish. But below that we have both of these trend lines sitting here, so these could be, we see more bearish action. I would expect this to act as support as well as this. I don't see us going directly through these if we were to fail from here. You can also see us kind of trade back into this range, just depending on what happens from here. Back on the 11th and 12th of August, we kind of had a similar breach of that support line, only to regain this area again and then come back through the $12,000 line to kind of get a fake out here and then trade back within this range. So from the action I'm seeing so far, not feeling like this is a breach of this support line yet. The price action we're seeing is definitely of a bearish nature, but not convinced yet that this is fully going to break down. And just a little background, I'm using the 6-hour bars here for any cryptocurrency charts, and that's because these trade 24 hours a day, so I found a 4-hour time frame less relevant, since that 6-hour time frame can be broken up into 4 chunks out of the 24-hour day, and normally on an equity chart I'd use a 4-hour bar, since that breaks up the trading window into two halves, if that makes sense. So from here, let's go ahead and zoom into the 1 hour. So like I touched on, here's the breach of support. Traded all the way down here. We have a long wick, and so this kind of can be tends to show a sign of reversal. If you see a long wick like this, we traded all the way down here, but failed to close anywhere near here. Closed back up here, built a little bit of momentum, try to regain this support, and failed. And so now we're just kind of ranging right here. I personally would not expect this to last for too much longer. I feel like either we're going to break down further, or I'd expect us to regain this range between 11,400 and 11,905. But that's just what I'm seeing here. We'll see how next few days play out. So for trade setups, if you wanted to go short, I would wait for a 6-hour close below these two bars right here. Call it 11,230. For any long setups, I'd wait to reclaim 11,400. And once you do that, I'd expect it at a minimum at least to come back up here and test this support line again in the short term. On the higher time frame, let's look at the daily. Yeah. So if you do get that price breakdown and you're looking for some more long entries, I would place bids at this support line here, 10,600, call it there. If you place some bids there, and then things got really negative, you wanted some more bids for longer period holding time, see 9,600, but I personally think that's a long shot, but we shall see.